Hey everybody, welcome to Half-Beard Sud's Heads Up. Today we are checking out Heroes of Might and Magic 7. Came out last week from Ubisoft and Limbic Entertainment. This came out to kind of a rocky launch and mixed reception too. Good reasons for that, mainly some technical issues. There's multiplayer desync, so we're not going to look at the multiplayer because I'm not that kind of guy. As well as a lot of campaign scripting issues from what I've heard, and some numerous other problems, low performance stuff. But there's also just some people complaining about the content of what's going on here, and I can kind of get their complaints, but I also think that there's actually some really cool ideas here in Heroes Might and Magic 7, especially in the campaign. So that's what we're gonna focus on today. That's what I'm gonna show off. So the structure here is that a buddy here, Duke Ivan of Griffin, has been at war with another Duke, I think the Duke of the Stag, for a very long time now. It's been a big, long civil war. They're both vying over this empire that has been kind of left in shambles since the Empress died, presumably at the end of Heroes of Might and Magic 6. I don't know. I didn't finish that game. Regardless, that is what's going on. However, at this point, Ivan has become tired. He doesn't want to go to war anymore. He's sick of war. Fair enough. Nobody likes war. And he has called his counselors together to be like, hey, guys, I don't want to do this anymore. Let me stop. I don't want to be at war anymore. And they would like him to stay at war, because he is going to be the true and just king, emperor, god, emperor, whatever, that the world deserves, that Ashan deserves, whereas Duke Stagface isn't. So, in order to try to inspire him, they're each going to tell the story of their race's greatest hero, or a hero who's at least similar to Ivan, so that he will want to continue the fight. And that is the premise. Each of the campaigns in this game is the story being told by these various characters, which I think is a very cool setup for a game. It's especially a game like this where it's based on a franchise with just a ton of history. There's a lot of lore and depth to the Might and Magic universe. And at a glance, when you're just seeing the current events, it can be hard to discern it from other fantasy universes. Having it be like this, where you can really delve into each race, really kind of go over the lore, really expound upon it, allows for people who are not as deep into the lore of these games like myself to get a handle on why Might and Magic is unique, why it's interesting. So it's a very cool idea. I've heard it's maybe not executed perfectly. So yeah, I played a little bit. I played a little bit of the Orc Campaign. I've touched upon the Shantiri campaign. Why don't I jump into the well, go old-fashioned. Let's jump into the Haven campaign, which is the human god, emperor, knight campaign, whatever thing. And we'll jump into that. It'll also allow me to show off one of this game's biggest faults, which is the fact that it does not know how to do a cutscene worth a damn. So let's jump into this.
I will tell you a story about honor and duty, set when the free.
Actually, no, I'm not gonna do hers right now. I can't tell what the difficulties are supposed to be because I've had trouble here. No, we'll do hers. It'll be fine.
I will tell you a story about honor and duty.
So yeah, she's telling us
when the free city of Hammerfall won its independence from the Empire.
There you go. That's what she's going to tell us. So let's jump in here, and let's see how this game decides to show us the intro cutscene for this.
I will hear you out.
So now, all the characters at the table are going to have an animated discussion.
Might I share a
and
story
by animated, I mean stock fucking still. Yeah, it's all just look at these frozen character models turning at each other. No animation whatsoever, no lip movement. They're sitting at a fucking table. Would this have been that hard to animate? It's like a minute and a half long cutscene. A little bit of animation is all I ask. It would have taken a week to rig these models up, maybe. Okay, longer than a week. I'm being facetious, but still, come the fuck on. This is the laziest shit I've ever seen, where they just repose the models, then pan the camera, and then repose them again. This would be exciting in an action scene, not in a bunch of fuckers sitting around a table scene. But at the very least, now we get to see what the game looks like otherwise for the rest of its cutscenes, which is kind of a simple animatic style, which is also kind of lazy, because everybody does that now, but it looks better than a bunch of fucking stock still models sitting around a table doing nothing. So, I'll give it that. At least animatics have a sense of, ambition to them. Even if they are themselves not necessarily ambitious.
and left his father's house
All right.
with nary a goodbye.
Hearing about this guy and his
Thomas felt that
stories.
The Falcon Road was the business of the Falcon. He understood the machinations of court life enough to do as he was bid.
The tediousness of this task will be as boring as the journey.
And then you get a lot of this, where you get characters talking to each other, trying to see what they're doing. Right now, it's just him, and he's gotta go monitor this road, which should be a nice, good, simple starting kind of quest for us to work with. And yeah, I mean, gameplay-wise, this is a Might and Magic game. I'm gonna wander around. I'm gonna click on resources and pick them up. I'm gonna click on other armies, and they will either join me or fight me.
Claimed his noble blood.
These guys are like, yo, I guess you're rich. I'll fight for you. Because why not? That seems like a thing to do. Join us. Join us in being rich. Though you yourselves will not make any money. You're retainers. You know, you also fight guys. I'm gonna visit this Spirit of War. I'm gonna go fight this harpy lady. Yeah, low, great. Not enough movement left. Alright. End the turn. Yeah, I mean, just like the King's Bounty series, it's that same kind of gameplay. And let's show the actual combat here. We've got a couple guys starting our combat. There's some harpies. And you know, the same turn-based kind of stuff. You're gonna move your dudes, you've got your hero. Your hero is able to also throw out the occasional attack. It's very similar to stuff you have seen before. We've got these guys. They're gonna move first because they're fast. But they're too far away to actually do anything, which works out pretty well for me. And here's my guy. Every turn, on one of your allies' turn, the hero doesn't have a turn come up in the turn order, but you know, he can act on any one of his allies' turns. He can either attack or he can throw out a spell. Though it looks like Tomaz of the Wolf Clan has no goddamn spells. That sucks. Well, he'll attack, he's gonna attack this lady. There you go. Then your guys will go. One of the complaints I've seen about this game, and it's one I definitely feel, is that these units, all your units don't seem to have nearly as many different attacks as they used to. You know, in the past Might and Magic games, you know, you've got your guys down there, they attack, they can defend, they got a whole number of different things they can do. But now it seems like just defend or wait, and that's kind of it. And then they have a lot of passive stuff. We'll go look at this guy here. Oftentimes they'll have a lot of stuff down here that shows their passive effects, and that's kind of all they've got. It's something of a bummer. Kill that lady. There you go. You just simply don't have as much kind of strategic depth. There's a lot of it's a lot more positioning than it is. Can I kill her? I might be able to kill her. It's a lot more positioning than it is strategic tactics and stuff like that, which is a bummer because I really like the kind of more strategic elements of Heroes of Might and Magic as a gameplay system. And while this certainly still has some of it, the fact that it's much more limited in what you're doing is something of a bummer. So I'm gonna have him just do this. Wham. And have him just wrap it up. Go around behind, because why not? Stab her in her lady butt. In her bird butt. They're like, yeah, we're stereotypical knights. Woo! Get some experience. Shows you who you've lost. Kind of what the trade-off is. Pretty simple. We gain some experience, which allows us to eventually level up, which is this screen here. I'll explain this once we've got a point. See, our army screen here shows you what's in your army, you get your inventory, all that kind of stuff. What are we doing? We're gonna go look at this thing. Crystal of Warding. You gain permanent 1 spirit. I'll also grab that gold. Look at this Imperial Signpost. Why not? Keep going to Warhagen. Go here. This will refresh all our movement points. People here don't know if they're from the Wolf Duchy or Griffin Duchy. No one takes care of us. Anyways, bandits destroy bridges. Nobody cares. Got it. Go talk to these guys. They will join my army. Join my army. Thanks. I'm also going to take your gold and your ore. We might not get to show any of the Stronghold stuff in this mission, but worst case scenario, I know where I can show that afterwards. Because Might and Magic does have something of a slower pace, to be sure. Get in there. Makes me faster. Keep going this way. Go talk to this guy. Mainly just talking to dudes and getting more guys to join my banner, I guess, right now. More gold. More gold. Well, that's ore. What are these guys? Neutral army. I bet they're bandits. Ah, yes. Oh, no, they're skeletons. How did skeletons get here? So in addition to doing combat the old-fashioned way, I can also just quit combat. The game will tally it up for me. And you can hope for the best. I find myself doing that a lot. Mainly, especially because a lot of this game, because they don't have as much strategic depth, a lot of it seems to be just grinding your guys up to the point where you can steamroll the enemy. Not that I really know, as I said, I'm not a big might magic guy. I'm certainly not the kind of guy who's going to know if there are better ways to go about that. But regardless, I find a lot of my time is spent just grinding. Grinding so I can steamroll.
Seemed as exciting a challenge as wrestling a wild and hungry griffin barehanded.
All right. This guy was bored seems to be the point of this story. Which, you know what? Not a very exciting story. Join me, crossbowman. We'll go do stuff together. Go over here. There's a bunch of burning shit. That all seems important. Go see what's up with the burning shit, man. Bandits rule this land. Those who resist are killed. Women are taken. We really need to help. I agree. Let's go help.
While searching for wood,
so we found a side quest. There are often a lot of side quests and stuff like that, interesting side objectives to play around with.
By a group of lowly farmers whose daughters had been taken from them by bandits. Thomas's blood boiled with rage.
Look at our peasants of the wolf. Well, maybe if you stop calling them peasants. That might help. Alright, got my defense. I can go look at this thing. What does this do exactly? Teaches me the spell Heal and Storm Arrows. That would be quite useful. Allow me to show how spells work. Not that they're all that unique or anything like that. Let's see if I got it now. I've gotten it now. So, spells, you can do some spells on the kind of map screen, though not many. Most of them you're doing in combat. It's just like doing an attack. You just pick a spell, do it. You have limited mana, though, which refills every turn. You can see there, 30 mana. So you kind of got to balance it out that way. If you're going to be doing multiple combats in the same turn, you definitely want to be careful of how you're spending your mana. Grab this. What's with this lady? She's low. Let's go fight her first. No, we'll do this one. Why not? We'll do this combat. Allow me to show a spell. So go for it. Fight these nymphs and glyphs or whatever these are. What are these things? Dryads and pixies. And yeah, as you can see, at any point I can right-click on a guy and get a detailed listing of what their whole deal is and whether they've got any sort of special stuff. In this case, this creature and neighboring friendly creatures have +5 defense, and the creature heals friendly treants at the end of its turn. No, there are no treants, so that doesn't really matter. And then if I want to, I can, cast a spell, heal some dudes up, resurrects 10 health of the friendly creature, and deals 0 to 90 light damage to the target enemy undead creature, so it has to be undead. It can also make it so that a friend's attack range gets doubled, which is always useful, or something along those lines. Whose turn is it? Who's attacking? Who are you? You're the sentinel. Alright, so you're gonna go kill from behind here. Stab that thing up. And then what am I going to have this thing to do? 206, 206. So it might kill anything. Let's kill this one. Get it out of the way. And then have my crossbowman kill this pixie. Or at least attempt it. I got pretty close. And just like with this and King's Bounty and all that kind of stuff, the higher your unit count, that number there at the bottom, the stronger you're going to be and the better your defenses. So that's always important. She moves over there. Does a little bit of damage. Not that that helps her all that much. I'm not going to use my attack just because. Get her up a little bit and get behind and kill her off. Yeah, I mean, the combat is it's nothing new. It's still very much Heroes of Might and Magic combat. I'm not gonna say it's overly simple or anything like that, though it definitely feels simplified compared to past Heroes of Might and Magic games, but it's not the, it's certainly not overly complex. It's easy to learn. I wouldn't necessarily call it hard to master, but it's not the simplest thing in the world, I guess. I also did get a level there. When you level up, you earn skill points. I think you're also getting some stats as well. But the big thing you're earning is skill points. And the way the skills work is that you have these multiple trees now. Each one of these chunks is a tree, and I can kind of build them up in certain ways. You can see how much kind of possibility I have in each chunk. And this is different for every hero. There are a number of different heroes in this game, aside from just the ones in the story. And then what I can do is I can spend a point to either buy one of these skills or unlock 3 skills and different things, like, you know, leadership here. If I wanted to unlock this thing, I would get 5 leadership, and then I would be able to buy one of these skills later on. And, of course, the best skills you want to get are these ones on the side rings, because these will eventually get you these big ones in the middle, which are especially useful. In this one, all your towns are giving you extra gold, or number of friendly creatures is increased by 5% at the start of combat. Like, that's handy. What am I going to get here, though? I'm going to start with righteousness. Neighboring creatures get +1 defense. The healing sister heals 2 times each turn. I don't have one of those yet, but that sounds really useful. And coordinated effort. If an enemy creature's stack dies, the next friendly creature will have good morale. Another friendly creature, which may become active earlier, is not affected by this. I'm okay. I'm gonna go with this. Though I have noticed that some of the language is often a little fuzzy. Like it can just not be super clear. All right, let's grab this. Grab this gold. Grab this ore. Let's go fight this guy over here. Because why not? What did that say for difficulty there? Modest. Well, we'll do this fight then. The difficulty thing, it definitely gives you good ideas to how much you're gonna have to worry, but it's especially useful for knowing whether you should quit combat or start, or try to do it yourself. Because anything below average, you can generally kind of just start combat through, but you definitely want to be, you know, managing things. You definitely do a lot better if you manage things. The AI that controls the quick combat, it's not terrible, but it's not the greatest. These guys are gonna either move forward or throw their stupid knives. They're gonna throw their stupid knives, which from that distance is not gonna do that much. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna use my Storm Arrow spell, which increases the attack of a target friendly ranged creature by 6. Give him more attack. And again, that takes some of my mana, which you can see there. And now when I have him do his thing, he'll be extra useful. Have him throw a shot at, who am I gonna have him throw a shot at? I'm gonna throw a shot at this guy. Hopefully he'll do a full... I got one of them down. As this guy gets closer, he'll do more damage because of the way the range stuff works. And because my morale is good, he got an extra turn. That's how morale works, as far as I've been able to tell. Again, not big on the might magic stuff. I know morale has been a big factor in these games for a while, but it seems like when you have good morale, sometimes guys will get second chances. They'll be able to do extra turn, that kind of stuff, which can obviously be quite useful. These guys are going to throw more of their stupid dinky knives. Okay, have him run over here. And let's... Oh, cool. Got my turn. Go kill this guy. Or stab at him a little bit. Last chance for hero action. That's what I planned. So let's see. He might kill him, but I can kill him for sure. So we'll do that. Kill him. Coordinated effort. We all get a bit of extra morale. Like, there's definitely still variables. Like, there's definitely still strategy here. It's just not quite as in-depth as it has been in past games, perhaps. These dogmans do their turn. Snarl and bite at me a little bit. Yup. Alright, how am I gonna do this? Yeah, like, this guy should have a different attack. He should have some sort of range thing or something where he can, you know, he can modify it slightly, but there's just not a ton of kind of strategy here. It is definitely something of a bummer. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna spend this turn healing that this guy here. That will occasionally resurrect a little bit if you heal enough. Okay, move him forward a bit more. There we go. Try to divide their attention just a touch. Alright, I'm gonna have this guy attack over here. I'm gonna have these guys coordinate there, and I'll have my hero finish off that guy. That makes sense. That's one. And this guy actually gets an extra attack for some reason. I'll have him come over here and do it again. Leave him only at 5, which this should be enough to just take him down. Yeah, look at that. Coordinated effort. Everybody's all coordinated. I think it looks pretty good, all things considered. I don't think it's a terrible looking game. Aside from that cutscene, those terrible, awful, nobody's moving cutscenes. Like, the actual, you know, the models in these parts look pretty good. The world maps look decent. I will say for a $60 game, I would expect more out of this. But it's, you know, It could be
The
worse.
daughters were returned to their families in short thrift.
All right, this guy's
The
nice.
farmers
Got it.
offered to provide the wood he needed to repair the bridge, but Thomas refused, ordering them to
I would have
rebuild
liked
their
that to be a
homes
choice on my
and
part and have that
rekindle their
affect something
hearts.
later on in the story. I get you're telling a story, but still, you know, that seems like the sort of thing that could be useful for something else later on. And I got some leadership for that, so that's always useful. Chest, do I want gold or XP? I'm gonna get some XP. I want to level up. Leveling up's useful. I'm gonna go down to the water here. End this turn. Why don't we back out of this campaign? I'm gonna save here. Hold on. I'm gonna save here. Real quick. Sure. Save game name. Save game name is fine for my save game. I don't really care. And let's go back to the main menu, and let's jump into the Orc Campaign really quick, because I'm a little farther than that. And there I can at least just really quickly touch on the Stronghold stuff. As well as possibly... And then I'll show some of the other modes here. Actually, before I do that, I'll show some of the other modes. So there's Campaign, there's Multiplayer, which we're not going to look at because, as I've said, it's a little janky. But, you know, you're going on a big map doing hero against hero, or you're doing the duels. Single player, and then you can also do, which I'm assuming is just, you know, go through a skirmish map. Close it eventually. Yeah. And these are just like the maps like we were just doing, except there's not as much story attached to it. That kind of stuff. And then there's Duel versus AI, which I think this is really neat. Where you get to pick just a random hero here. I'll say I'm the attacker. He's a defender. Pick a map. We'll go with the... what we're gonna go with Countryside Hills. Countryside Mountain. This one. We'll go with this one. And, you know, you're picking a different hero. You're picking any hero you want out of the big giant selection of heroes. You can also just build random heroes. I'm gonna use a Irbith, the dungeon hero, for me, and we'll fight against, let's say, we'll fight against a Necropolis unit. We'll fight against Murkith, the Necropolis guy. You can put together some armies, or you can have the armies be auto-generated. And then it's just a big fight. It's just a cool way to play the pure combat part of this game without having to engage in the rest of it. Which, you know, you want to play just a quick little bit of Might Magic. This seems like a good way to do it. Show just a little bit of this. We probably won't finish this combat, but just to show this off. And again, I think these guys look okay. I feel like, as I said earlier, I feel like this should be better than it is for $60. Because this is a $60 full price product, and with how shaky the launch has been, and with just how, you know, kind of janky some of this stuff is, it's a bummer. But all things considered, I still think this game looks pretty good, plays pretty alright. You know, it should be better than it is, but it's not the worst thing in the world. I don't know what that guy did. He screamed. Okay, what am I gonna do with this guy? So yeah, like, as you can see, like, look at all these dudes. Look how big this guy is. Look how cool this guy is. He should have some other ability beyond just attack. I'm sure he's got a bunch of cool stuff here. Yeah, Unfettered, Charge, Demonic Lineage, Shroud. Like, these are all things that are interesting that have all these perks or whatever, but these should be attached to, like, actual abilities most of the time. Not just, yo, it's a stuff. Not just, yo, it's here. Gotta walk over here and slam on this guy a bit. Boom! Who's next? This weird gross thing. And again, like, he's got all sorts of interesting abilities here, but nothing, like, no actual useful active abilities. I want him to be able to do something. It's just not happening. What are her abilities? She's got all sorts of spells. Lots of prime magic, which I believe does all sorts of different useful things. All sorts of magic, actually. Armageddon, tier 4 combat spell. Yes, do this. Everybody takes damage. It's definitely a fun way to play with the higher level characters this mode. Everybody takes damage because, fuck it, reasons. Also want to attack that guy. That guy's animation is freaky. That weird staccato walk. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Yeah. I think he just killed his own dude. That probably wasn't great. That probably wasn't smart of him. Oh, but he killed my guy. That's a bummer. Oh well. What can this guy do? Apparently not much. Poison blades. Like, again, this is something like, make poison blades its own attack. Do that. I keep getting, like, disappointed by the fact that there's just not much to do here, beyond just continue to do what I've been doing the whole time. Yeah, I mean, ultimately kind of disappointing. Not the worst thing in the world, but ultimately kind of disappointing. Do this. Hurt these guys. Like, there you go. There's special attack. Fire Nova thing. It's something to do at least. Have this thing attack her. Six-headed hits all neighboring enemy units at a wide angle. Life drain. Creatures hits restore health. Oh, that's interesting. But still, like, all he's doing technically is just, I'm attacking her. Attack. All right, we're not gonna play through this whole duel. I just kind of wanted to show this is the mode. Yeah, let's show the Stronghold stuff quickly, just because I should show that. Campaigns. That would be the Orc campaign we are in.
Can Kente finish Kente's story?
Kente can finish Kente's story. And again, as you can see, you can change the difficulty out for whatever you need to do here.
Yes.
Just jump in.
Please, continue your story.
Each story comes in different parts. And yeah, you don't have to play through it all at once. Obviously, you can kind of jump back and forth with different characters and different stories as you feel, as you feel you want to, as you please. Which I do appreciate. I like the fact that we're not stuck to a single narrative arc the whole time. That's quite appreciated. Or at the very least, that you don't have to stick to a single narrative arc until it's done. If you're feeling sick of the orcs, you can go play with a different character. So here we are, midway through a campaign. Actually saved me in a decent spot. And I'm just here because I want to show the Stronghold System, which is this stuff here. So just click this button. And Strongholds work much as they have in the past, where you can build a magic guild to learn spells here that can be taught to all your heroes, as well as learn instant recall. You can set up caravans, thieves guilds, defenses. You can list new heroes here. You can trade out all the various resources you're finding on the map for more gold or whatever. And you can also build structures. This is the big thing, is that you're building out this big tech tree here, which will get you all manner of different things. And this is kind of where all your money and resources are going, is building these different structures so that you can, get more units, so that you can upgrade your units, so you can do whatever you need to kind of make things work. And you can also recruit new units here. You get a certain amount you can recruit per week. So that's how that Stronghold stuff works. And then, what am I going to build here this week? I'm going to build a thieves guild. Maybe. I'm going to build the House of Small Talks, because that sounds cool. And then let's play a little bit of this campaign just to show you what some larger looking armies are about. So where am I? Is this guy still here? Yeah, this is what happened last time I played this, is that I got the living shit kicked out of me when I tried to fight that guy. So I'm gonna not go try to fight that guy. I'm instead gonna go fight this guy. I'm gonna go run my way over. Oh no, not her! She's gonna die. You need to go back here. Go over here. Yeah, so you're controlling multiple heroes in the course of a campaign if you want to. That's a thing you can do. Go over here. Try to avoid this guy, because he's really strong for kind of no reason. Just quick combat way through this. And as you can see, building up all sorts of stuff. Let's go do a siege. This'll work. Show that mechanic off. Right now we're in enemy territory, and I can go try to take over a town. So this guy's clearly gonna go kill me as soon as I do that, so we're gonna end the game before we do that, but still. Go show a siege battle. We already, I haven't shown one yet, because they're kind of different and interesting. Alright. I think the music's pretty good, I'll give it that. I like that the enemy is kind of in charge music that was going on there. So yeah, let's do this, start combat. In a siege battle, things work a little differently than normal, because there's a big fat wall in the middle that you can't walk through. You gotta punch through it. And the way you punch through it is with the help of a siege unit. You always kind of have a siege unit on hand. They're never used in regular battles. But when you get into a siege fight, it automatically starts off your turn and does some damage to their wall, either making a little bit of a hole for you, or blowing open a door, or, whatever. I'm gonna have for getting into cover here. And the cool thing here, too, is you can see how cover's working. So, there's my centaur. I want her to stay in cover because I don't want her getting hurt by the enemy units. If I put her out here, these guys glow green to show, hey, they'll be able to hit her. But if I put her here, she is now in cover. She also gets another turn, because why the hell not? Because reasons. Attack this guy. Who's next? This guy. Oh, this is an enemy, apparently. Well, fuck it. Kill that thing. I don't want it. Get out of here. Get out of here, dragon thing. I didn't even realize you were an enemy. Take this Orc Crusher guy. I'm gonna put him there-ish. I have him guard. Let's see. You are going to go beside him. And this is my last chance to use a hero action. I don't have that many spells, but I got some. Lightning Burst. Do this. Do some lightning damage on these guys. Just fuck them. I don't think that actually activates until the next turn. I'm gonna put this lizard guy here. Call that good. Have him guard. Wait for my Cyclops to blow a hole through the door. Or for this guy to open the door like that. That also happens. The enemy is so anxious to fight, they break through their own defenses, like idiots. And my Cyclops will throw his thing out. I don't know if he can actually hit, like, units, like actual dudes. It's unclear. Killed this thing. That's gonna do a lot of damage. I'm gonna have her, have my hero come in and do her attack on... What's going on here? Why am I not hero attack? I should be able to pick a unit, but it won't let me attack that one guy for some reason. But I can attack these. Maybe it's because he's by the wall I can't attack him. Strange. Attack this guy. Kill him. My hero's got very strong attack right now because these are orcs. They have, you know, all the races have their own little, aside from having different units, have their own little quirks. For these heroes, especially the orc side, everyone's got bloodlust. So for the first few rounds of combat, they do an extra amount of damage, which can be especially useful with the hero because they're able to just do a bunch of damage right off the start. And that guy's like hiding in the wall. Fuck him. Have my guys move over to start getting ready to screw with him. And then can this guy get in position where he could probably hit him? No, he can get here. Oh, cool. Now I got some extra attack. Come on, get in the spot where I can hit him. I want to kill this guy. Can I turn the camera around a little bit? I cannot. No, this is what the camera looks like as far as I can tell. And yeah, we're just gonna have to take this damage. Whatever. I don't know why the music has stopped. Combat has gone on too long, I guess. They don't feel like keeping the music going. That's a bummer. It's very anticlimactic though. Hey, the gate's broken! Fuck that gate. Also shoot that guy. And have her do it again, because again, good morale. And what are you gonna do? He's gonna throw a knife at that lady. Kills her. And then this is a cool ability, because this Knoll guy, he's opportunistic as his thing. When I attack this dude, the Knoll will also throw a knife at him, I think, if it doesn't kill him. Oh, it did. If he hadn't killed him, the Knoll would have thrown a knife in there as well and done a little bit of extra damage. So yeah, that's how that works. We then took that town. I now have the ability to go in there and take it as mine. Or I did. It's just mine now. At certain places, when you take them, they get destroyed. And when you go back in, they you kind of have to... What's the term I'm looking for? You have to rebuild them first. But I kind of think that's good. That is Heroes of Might and Magic 7. It's available now on Steam, Uplay, etc. If you know, $60, full price game. I'd like to say I recommend it. I don't think it's necessarily a bad game. I think its core story structure is really interesting. And I think the concepts here, I think a lot of the concepts here are okay. I think it looks pretty good. I think it overall plays pretty well. But, you know, it definitely feels overly streamlined. The fact that you don't have a lot of abilities to enjoy or worry about is a real bummer. And the technical issues obviously suck. I mean, I haven't seen too much of them so far. It hasn't been too much of a problem for me personally. But, I know they're out there. So that's always a bummer. And just, there's a lot of niggling issues with this game that are a real pity. So, yeah. Anyways, as always, I've been Rose Halfbeard, and we're out of here. Later, guys.